Before we dive into this month's video, I just want to thank everyone for your outpouring of support on my community tab. For those of you who aren't aware, our beloved cat Benny actually had a medical emergency right after I finished moving and doing a lot of painting. And we've really just been taking things one day at a time. I have also been so grateful to be so busy with so many amazing clients. And I appreciate all of your patience and understanding with these videos coming out a little bit later than usual. For those of you who feel so called to work together, you can find links in the description of this video for personal readings, distance Reiki sessions, as well as donations, because let's be real, those vet bills are pretty high and any support is greatly appreciated there. You can also just support this channel by hitting like, subscribe, and the bell notification. It means more than you could possibly know, and that way you are always up to date with what's in the cards for you. Hey Capricorn, this is Michael with your June 2023 reading. I am trusting that these are coming out in divine timing, with them coming out a bit late. I am focusing more on tarot and my intuition this month, focusing a little bit less on the astrology than usual. I'm just trusting that these messages are reaching you as they are meant to. And I was pulling some animal cards while I was connecting with your energy. We'll get to the tarot in just a moment. And the cards I pulled were very interesting because the first one I got was Dragon, and I was really feeling this big energy, and the dragon represents our solar plexus chakra, our inner fire, our Agni, and there's a lot of identity and willpower here. And the card I pulled with this was Swan. And it's so interesting because there's this sort of reflection, and it's like you are looking into your own eyes. It's like you're seeing yourself for the first time, or seeing a part of yourself for the first time, Capricorn. You're recognizing or identifying parts of you that you didn't know were there. And it feels like this image I get is like kind of rushing through, getting ready for something, just going through life, and all of a sudden you look in a mirror and you're like, oh, you're seeing yourself in a different way, and it just, time kind of stops, and the image stays with you. So there's an interesting level of reflection that is happening for you this month, Capricorn. And this actually makes a lot of sense to me because we did start off June with a full moon in Sagittarius. There was something that was hidden that may have been revealed to you right at the beginning of this month, or something that was very, subtle or not very obvious that really met you in the eye. And it feels like you're starting off June with this kind of reorientation after this moment of pause. Ooh, okay. Okay, Capricorn. I feel like a lot of you have been swimming upstream in some ways, or it feels like you have been swimming upstream. The card for the pass is the Seven of Pentacles. I actually pulled this in reverse with the Two of Swords. It feels like you've been putting a lot of energy into something, or trying to make things happen, trying to force things to happen. And, there's something where it's like, oh, if I keep going, I will eventually be successful. I feel like you've worked hard. You've been working very hard towards something, Capricorn. But you kind of know on some level that this isn't really aligned or meant for you, but maybe you haven't admitted that yet, and maybe that's part of like what you're recognizing or what you're seeing. Maybe you are being successful with something, or you are achieving something in the physical world, but it doesn't feel aligned with you. It's not what you thought it would be. And interesting to see a swan again with the Knight of Cups, or the Son of Cups. And this was actually also in the reverse. I don't always read reversals, but this reading, it feels very, very important because Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Swords, Knight of Cups in reverse. there is a flow, or going upstream, fighting against a flow or not having a flow anymore. Your heart wants something different. And you may put in all this energy and effort into something, but it's like, if you don't genuinely want it, or you only want it because you think that's what you need to get what you want, then you're in this direction of resistance. You know, if you're only staying with a job because you like the money or the benefits, but it takes from you and it drains you, there's probably a better situation. There's probably a better opportunity for you. Similarly, if you're in a relationship where you're putting in a lot of time or energy and you don't feel this connection, you don't feel this spark, it's like, it might be practical on some level, but there's not really the connection there. And that's kind of what's being reflected back at you. It's like the way you are swimming upstream. And this is only the first part of June. This isn't all of June. These are just the first few cards I pulled, but they have told quite the story already. And I feel like, Capricorn, maybe you're trying to force things that aren't meant to happen or aren't meant to happen now. Yeah, the Eight of Swords in reverse. Something is stuck. Something is stuck. And the Six of Cups in the future. You need to reconnect with what it is that you really want and why. Because I think if you're being honest with yourself, I think some of you have convinced, like, oh, I want to do this. I want to work this job. I want to do this project. I want to be in this relationship. I want to do these things, but you're almost forcing yourself to do it when you don't have the inspiration or the energy or the intrinsic drive for it. There's no flow. You're very stuck in your head. You're being very mental. You're rationalizing things a lot. And I think you're realizing this. You're realizing this, Capricorn. And maybe some of you are spiritually bypassing. Maybe some of you are using spirituality to try and force yourself to be a different way than you actually are. And it feels like there is this reflection that's really needed with the swan. And I feel like literally writing things out, especially if there is something in your life that just isn't manifesting or isn't happening, literally journaling. What are the parts of me that don't want this? Why would I be in resistance to this thing? Or why is this energy sort of depleted? Because maybe there's something that you can resolve there. But something has to shift. The way things are right now isn't working. So what does this look like? Say you want a promotion and you're working really hard, you've been working hard, you've been manifesting, and it just hasn't happened. What is the part of you that is afraid of this promotion or does not want this promotion? Maybe you don't want to be stuck in the field you're in. Maybe you don't want to be responsible for other people. Maybe you don't want that extra pressure. Maybe you actually just want something that feels easier. And so I'm really wanting to ask you, Capricorn, where are you experiencing ease in your life? Where are you experiencing flow? Because I feel like you've been so focused on something and the flow just isn't there right now. Maybe it'll change, but I think you need to kind of get out of your head a little bit. You need to kind of stop telling yourself how to feel or how you think you feel and really check in with your body. And really check in with your solar plexus, actually, because where is this inner fire? Where is this glow? Where is this passion? What lights you up? And I think it's important that you stop trying to force things. Because I feel like some of you are really putting in a lot of energy towards something that you kind of know isn't what you want, but you're sort of rationalizing or trying to get yourself to move through it. Once I finish this thing, then maybe I can actually do the thing I want to do or enjoy. You're kind of bargaining with yourself or rationalizing with yourself. And it's so interesting that all of this is coming up because I'm recognizing that Gemini represents your day-to-day routine, your habits, your wellness, what you are doing kind of in the nitty-gritty of each and every day. And it feels like the way you are directing your energy or the way you are structuring your day or the way you're doing tasks isn't actually aligned with your highest good or what you want, with your purpose. And you really need to reconnect with this. You really need to reconnect with purpose. And honestly, I feel like there's a lot of intense journaling or like therapy or coaching. Like there's something you need to unpack here, Capricorn. Because it really feels like mentally you've convinced yourself you can still go down a path, but it's becoming more and more obvious. Like you're seeing yourself, you look drained in the face, or you feel like, oh, I thought I was really excited about this. I thought I was feeling good in this relationship or in this situation, but when I actually look at myself, there's something very deflated. I'm actually curious. Let's pull for love specifically for you. What is going on in relationships for Capricorn? We are going to be entering into Cancer season at the end of this month, so there will likely be a lot of emphasis and change taking place in your committed relationships, in your partnerships. What is going on? Interesting. We do have the Three of Cups. I feel like there's focus on groups of people. Or like intimate gatherings of people. Interesting. It's like friendship, but also working together or collaborating. But the Three of Pentacles was actually in reverse. And it feels like there's a group of people who get along, but they just don't work well together. Or things just aren't lining up. There's different things going on in people's lives right now. Because it feels like there is this mountain to climb. There's like this task, this goal. And maybe that's the thing you're trying to push. And it's like, you're putting in a lot of energy or weight, Capricorn, and other people might not be. They might not be putting the same effort into relationships. And I do specifically feel like this is talking about groups of people or like a close-knit group of people for a lot of you. But I suppose this could be a romantic relationship as well. Maybe there's even just multiple relationships where it feels like you're putting in a lot more energy and commitment than other people. And there's the Tower here. Maybe this is leading to disappointment or like building something on false foundations. And I'm going to be completely honest, like, at least the way I'm picking up on this, Capricorn, it feels like there's people who just have something really intense going on. And they just don't have the energy or resources to put in the same amount of energy that you do right now. And it's not even about you trying to change that. You just kind of have to accept that's the way things are right now. Because I do feel like there will be a reconnection in the future. There will be like coming back together with people. Especially family members or people who are like family to you. People you have a long history with. I do feel like you'll reconnect with them. It could also be a partner of yours is going through a lot right now. Maybe at work. For some of you, I mean, this is a general YouTube reading, so please use your discretion and discernment. But if this is something that you suspect, this might be a sign to trust this intuition. There could be, I could potentially see an affair. And there could actually be someone who is having an affair at work with a coworker. I could see that. And I feel like you're finding out about it. If that's happening, you're finding out about that very soon. You're finding out about it potentially this month. And again, I'm not trying to say this to cause fights or to make people paranoid. These are general messages. They're not going to all apply to people, but I'm seeing this pattern. I'm seeing this potential, and I have to mention it for some of you. And I think you'll know who you are. You'll already have kind of wondered about this. It feels like someone is having an affair, or someone is sleeping with someone at work. But even if that's you, to be honest, it feels like you're not actually that happy in this relationship either. And maybe you're telling yourself you're more happy than you actually are. I'm just being honest. I know this is like kind of heavy relationship energy. Sort of makes sense because we do have Pluto coming back into your sign this month. So there's definitely some big intense things that you need to release, things that you need to let go. And with all of this Taurus energy, with Jupiter and the North Node coming together in Taurus, there's a lot of change that is potentially happening for you in romance or in your creative life or in your passions. The energy feels pretty volatile, to be honest, when it comes to relationships. There's a lot of disruption. There's a lot of rupture. For some of you, there is a repair, especially if there's like kind of a group of people or like a friend. For others of you, there could be an affair. There could be a situation that's not working. Anything else for Capricorn? We have the Devil. Interesting. Yeah, it's a really important month to do shadow work. Do your shadow work. There's a lot of control. There's a lot of manipulation. And honestly, while this, again, could be another person, I feel like this is your energy because this is actually your card. And it's like you're manipulating yourself. You're controlling yourself. You're actually holding yourself down. And there is something that is changing and transforming with the Two of Pentacles. And this change and this transition really could represent walking away from broken situations or things that just aren't working right now. And while this energy can be heavy, it's important when we look at this Eight of Cups that we see that this perspective is down in the valley. When you reach the top of the mountain, you see a lot more possibilities. I don't think you're seeing possibilities right now. There's a very single track, single focus. There's almost like this tunnel vision and something goes awry. And it's like, I had so much focus. I had so much attention on this path, this direction, this relationship. And now it's not working. This is what happened. But there needs to be more balance. There needs to be more balance, Capricorn. We have the tiger and the elephant. You're getting in your own way with the elephant. And with the tiger, again, this is kind of doing that shadow work. Being at ease in darkness, connecting with your senses. There's a lot of power here, though. I'm going to pull a color healing card for this group, just because this energy does feel pretty intense, and maybe some of you could benefit from this. I don't want to just leave you hanging. What is the healing color for Capricorn? Show us clearly, please. What is the healing frequency for Capricorn? Auburn, ground yourself. Okay, very, very important message. Number 11, interesting. Okay, so let's read this. Auburn. And you're welcome to use this color or energy in any way that feels right to you. Auburn is a fantastic color for grounding yourself. Auburn is a fantastic color for grounding yourself and providing access to universal intelligence. Regeneration, increased concentration, and a higher level of patience, stability, and practicality are all among Auburn's gifts. Ground yourself in the now with Auburn rays of light. Imagine that your feet are magnetized to the earth and its rich colors. Place your bare feet on the ground outside. Breathe deeply and feel the energy and healing power of the earth. Visualize Auburn rays moving through your body and into the earth. Feel how the rays ground you in the present moment. Enjoy the feeling of connectedness, allowing Auburn to regenerate your body. And this makes a lot of sense to me, Capricorn, because it feels like a lot of you are very much in your head. And you really need to come back into your body. You really need to come back into the now, because I feel like who you think you are and what you think you want is actually different from what you really want and who you really are. And it's like coming back to yourself, getting back in touch with these roots. I do want to pull another oracle card, actually. I'm going to pull from the Moonology deck. No, okay. Okay, full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Yeah, there's definitely some things that are ending right now. There's definitely some things that are changing. We actually did just have an eclipse last month. It was an eclipse in Scorpio. There could have been some changes with friends or hopes and dreams. But let's see. Let's actually read this. How are we doing on time? Okay. Whoops. Full moon eclipse, and just like that, a door slams shut. If you've pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak, or has just done so, and things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it may be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving this solution in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. That which is meant for me will not pass me by. That is the attunement to this moon. Additional meanings for this card. Doors which slam shut now will not reopen. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga nidra are all recommended right now. Cede control and let events unfold. Full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because it portends change, something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is a part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of that fact. Full moon eclipses can also give us a glimpse into what Carl Jung called the shadow self. Work with your darkness. So yeah, again, do your shadow work. Really do your shadow work, and don't assume you know who you are or what you really want. Be really, really open and explore yourself, Capricorn. And just as kind of a closing thought, I feel like I've been picking up on this energy for you for the last couple of months. There's been a lot of clinging. There's been a lot of holding on, a lot of pushing, trying to make things happen, trying to force things. You don't have to force things all the time. You don't always have to double down to make things happen. And in fact, you could get into some trouble if you're trying to make things work that just aren't meant to work. And I feel like, having just had an eclipse in the previous month, maybe a lot of you are reeling from this. Maybe a lot of you are letting things go. Definitely some big energy. You'll have to let me know, Capricorn, what is going on, because it seems really, really intense. If you do want a personal reading, or maybe even a distance Reiki session, if this is resonating with you, you can find links in the description of this video. Be sure to hit like and subscribe so I can continue putting out these messages. I do appreciate it. It means more than you can know. I'm sending lots of positive energy your way, Capricorn. Whatever you're going through, you'll get through this. Ground yourself. You got this. You have this fire. You have this strength. And I'm sending lots of love your way. Take care, Capricorn.